A Spotify original, Our Swipes, the podcast where Meghan talks about herself and tries to disguise that as an interview of other people because, she can't be done that on the nose. She's got some class after all. I have to give it to her. She wants to talk about herself, but she can't just do a podcast about herself because, well, she would not accept that. But nobody would listen. But I think it's a nice technique. Just invite someone, talk about yourself, and go for it. In this case, they were talking about stereotypes. That they have this kind of trouble about this mess up combination of archetypes and stereotypes. And none of the two are actually being treated the right way. Maybe we're talking about stereotypes, how women, for example, are stereotyped in media. For example, she mentions, oddly enough, and I have to say that because this was like really strange. She mentioned Austin Powers. Austin Powers helps, not only in his movies. I mean the movies help perpetuate stereotypes of the dragon lady, the sensual. I don't know if that's her words, but this is the point that she wants to come across. Female Asian stereotypes. Just by these two characters, like in one of the three Austin Powers movies, in one that was Goldmember, these two characters appear. Okay, and when I mention their names, you're gonna see that. Well, it's of course a joke. There's two twin sisters, and one is called Fook Mi, and the other is called Fook Ju. All right. Of course, it's a joke. We're talking about a joke. And supposedly, according to Meghan, well, this is offensive against Asians and whatnot. Okay, because this perpetuates some kind of a stereotype. And, well, I have to make a very strong disclaimer right now. I'm a big fan of Austin Powers movies, but not for the stereotyping. Well, there are a lot of stereotypes because Austin Powers himself is a stereotype of an international spy. He's this international man of mystery. But what Meghan did not get about the joke is that women in these movies are purposefully, blatantly, on the nose, objectified because it's satire. It's a parody of how women are portrayed in or used to be portrayed in Bond movies. It's of course a comedy, and we don't see much comedies nowadays, so we have to resort to this all movies by now that were great comedy and of course great parodies, but right now, today, well, everybody gets offended by this. And that's why you get characters with the names Ivana Humpalot, or A Lot of Vagina, or Felicity Shackwell. This is by design. You're doing this as almost as a critique. Let's do a critique of classic Bond movies because you might remember, dear Bottle Language Buddies, that we had pussy galore in an actual Bond movie. Now, I mean, this was an actual name of a character, of a female character on a James Bond movie. So this, yeah, the girl, I don't know. I used to think that Howie was the thick one. But no, you know that what they say, that a sense of humor goes with intelligence. You have to pick it up. You can't say, hey, Austin Powers perpetuates women's stereotypes, perpetuates female Asian stereotypes. It's by design. It's a critique. It's a parody. It's satire. It's yeah. I think you have some trouble, Meghan. I understand. I understand you have some trouble since you. I'm sure that you read the entirety of your interview, of the cut, and you said this is perfect. You were like the ending of a Black Swan. This was perfect. I was perfect, like in the interview. You really thought that. You really thought that it didn't reek of satire at some point. No, you couldn't. And that's why, of all the movies in the history of cinema, like you have this opportunity. You are going to interview Asian women, okay? And you have this opportunity to make a point across about archetypes, which are not archetypes. You're talking about the stereotypes, I insist. And one of the only two examples that you could come up with was an Austin Powers movie. Seriously, that is. I feel sad. I feel sad. I genuinely feel sad because she didn't get the joke, and it's sad when you have such funny movies like this, and people don't get the joke. You have to explain that to them. It's you should rewatch them, Meghan. You should rewatch this movie and read all the subtext. Maybe you also need a coach for subtext, a subtext coach. I am willing to do it. I can explain you the plot and the subplot too, and why where this movie is made. Yeah, it's no, I genuinely want to help Meghan in this case. The teacher in me wants to just come over and say, "Hey, Meghan, you got this wrong. Maybe this is not everyone's cup of tea. These movies, I can understand that everybody has different opinions on comedies, but what you're stating is exactly what the movie was intended for, and not in the way that you think it was the intention." So, no, she won't understand. I guess it will be a waste of time, but it won't be. Talking about this with you, my beautiful body language bodies. And well, we have this stereotypes, and I just want to show this meme to you, just in case, looking at yourself in the mirror in the morning like I'm a sexy beast. Do this. When this live ends, go to a mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, and repeat these words 3 times and see the change inside you. Feel something inside you like changing. I am a sexy beast, but mean it. Do it when this live ends, not before, because you're gonna miss the next part. And we have to